that. Okay. Yeah, so the IRS, aligning the IRS will tell the computer will tell the aircraft systems where we are in the world. So while we are waiting for that to come alive, we're at Birmingham Airport, gate 56 right. We don't necessarily have to 56 right. This doesn't matter, putting the gate in, but for the purposes of the video, I will. Right, so the looks like we're alive. The IRS has aligned. So we'll do the init request. This can take a minute. Did I press it? That's why. It's not coming through because I haven't requested. Oh, this is going to reset the FMC, isn't it? Set payload, set fuel, set route. We live on such a nice cul-de-sac where everybody just talks to everybody. It's so nice. Right, so we can do perf init request, which is going to give us our weights, our gross weight, cruise weight, altitude. So we got runway 33, the Levu 1 Mike departure from runway 33. Okay. Flaps 5 for takeoff. Do this first. Runway 33, Levu 1 Mike. Go back to init ref. Take off, and the V speeds are there. With a trim of 5.04. Right, so I've actually got a iPad and a laptop just next to me, but because you can't see that on the camera, I am going to get them up on this little tablet here. It's going to reset, isn't it? Oh no. So we'll take off from runway 33. To this point here, where we'll turn left, heading 077, above 2000, but below 6000. And we repeat that all the way round. We've got a maximum speed on the turn of 200 knots, increasing to 210, 250, and so on. So it's a pretty simple departure, and we'll be at 6,000 feet by the time we get to Lotham. So I'll stick 6,000 in there, which is also the transition altitude. I need to put 1020 in the QNH, which is this number here. So we're going to run through the start checklist in a second. We'll set that to 200 for the turn. That can be 2000, because again we are offline. And do the wrong ones every time. I know it's the middle of the day, but I like to have the panel backlit. Okay, so we'll start the APU now. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure there's no discontinuities in the flight plan. So this is us here, that airplane. This is runway 33, pointing in this direction, in a northwest direction. Take off, right turn. Oh yeah, the chart. Yeah, we're taking off runway 33, aren't we? Of course we are. So it's in a northwesterly direction. Yes, it is. So we'll still be at 6,000 by Lotham, which we've got set there in the MCP. Get to Lotham, left turn, and over to Wallasey, which is over by Liverpool. So if we look at this here, this is our route over to Shannon. Out from Birmingham. Up over the M6, which is this here. Over Liverpool, Chester, Liverpool. So that is our route today. And at the minute is runway, excuse me, is runway 24 active in Shannon. But we'll leave that for the time being. So I'm just going to run through my start checklist or pre-flight. So the parking brake is off, and I will set it before we remove the chocks. I spoke to a real-world pilot once, and I asked why this was like this in Flight Simulator, and he said is due to a build-up of hydraulic pressure in the brakes. So if the brakes aren't on, there can't be a build-up of that pressure. So the chocks are strong enough and good enough to stop the aircraft from moving. Okay, so actually I'll put the parking brakes on now. The APU should be ready, which it is. The APU can come on. And we'll get rid of the ground power. Okay. The gear lever down, battery is on with the guard closed. Ground power was connected. External lights as required. IRS is set to nav. Passenger signs are on. Electric hydraulic pumps on. Yaw damper, that can come on. Window heat is on. Altimeter set, transponder set. Takeoff data is set. Cruise altitude is... yeah, there's not a chance I'm getting up to 38,000 feet. We're on a westerly flight today. So we were... what should we do? We'll do We'll do 28. 28,000 feet. And we'll change that in the FMC. Flight level 280. Okay, let's reset that. Okay. The cruise altitude, change that to 28,000 feet. The left fuel pump is on. APU is on. The bleed is on. Packs are auto. Hang on, the packs are auto. Isolation valve is open. Flight directors on. Remove the chocks now. Whoa, steady on. Ground main. No, it's not that one, is it? Ground services. Remove the chocks. Anti-collision light can come on. And get service air to push us back. Oh, look at the winglet. We've got one that's been painted and one hasn't. Be interested to know if that's real world. Okay, so we want to go tail to the right, nose to the left. No, we don't. We want to go nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines are clear. Start at will.
Okay, so we're on the push now, so we can bring the fuel pumps on. We've no fuel in the center tank, so we don't need to worry about that. Packs are off. Ignition mode selector is both. Engine 2, start. Okay, so we're waiting for 20% on the N2. And fuel. Just monitor that. Okay, so that's click back over. Start engine 1. Same again. Wait for 20%. And
Please set parking brakes.
fuel.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
I haven't tuned the VOR. So let's tune Wallacey 114.1. 114.1. We are quite away from that VOR. Yeah. Why am I typing it in there? 108.6. See if it picks that one up. No. It's got to pick that one up, surely. There we go. Right. We have a good engine start, so we can tell ground.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking the nose gear.
Right, so we can turn the aircraft power over to the engines. Engines 1 and 2 start switches are on continuous. Probe heat is on. Wing anti-ice as required. We don't need it today. Engine... oh, I've already done that. Packs are auto. Recirc fans, auto. Isolation valve, auto. APU bleed. APU is off and the APU bleed is off. Flaps,
Tow truck disconnected.
5.
Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Elevator trim we set at 5.04. That will do, just over 5. Flight controls, change that, full left, full right, forward, back, full rudder left. Okay. So we've got the all clear from the ground crew. We will engage LNAV now. Okay. And the taxi lights can come on. So we're good to go. So it's just a straightforward taxi. Victor onto Delta, Echo, Sierra. So left out of here. Actually, we won't turn right at the next intersection. We'll just carry on all the way to Sierra 1. Yeah. So the traffic that is on here now is a true representation of what is at the airport at this moment in time, what is actually there now. So that corner a bit quick. But Ryanair, back in the day of when I worked at Manchester Airport, Ryanair had a reputation for getting fines for taxiing too quick. Now, I'm not 100% sure of like what the restrictions are for speed when taxiing. I know there's restrictions on what you can taxi on the apron, what you can taxi on the ramp. Don't know, that's not the same thing, is it? I've not just sounded like an absolute tool. Okay, so pre-departure checklist. The V speeds we've already checked. The MCP is set. Nav data is set. 200 and 6,000. And we're actually going to stop at this. We'll stop here just to get ourselves ready. Okay. So bring the parking brake on. Transponder can come on. There is nothing on the approach. So the lights can come on. Taxi lights off. Runway turn off lights are on. And the strobes are on. Confirm runway 33. There's somebody walking past. So the clock has started. We are ready to go. Okay, so increase to 50%. Toga. Checked. Gear up. Easy. So hey, straight to Love 'em. Hit VNav. Rate of climb will drop. Speed will come up. Quite a strong headwind. After takeoff, autopilot is command A. Yep. Auto brake is off. Gear lever is off. Engine start switch is off. Runway turn off lights off. Flaps are retracted and the cabin pressure is pressurizing normally. Okay. So we're gonna stay at 6,000 till we passed till we're past Lotham, and then we'll continue straight up to 280. And we'll change that to 280 now. A little bit eager. Okay, passing 10,000. The lights can come off. So he says. And passenger seatbelts can come off as well. So, let's have a look at the approach for Shannon, which is runway 24. ILS 24. The Digger to Delta we want. That one there. Transition in. There's no transition. So hopefully that's just a fairly straightforward approach. Yeah, it looks like it. I'll tell you what, instead of doing it all on my iPad, there's the Digger to Delta. That's what we're going to be flying today. So we're going to come in from the east, flight level 80 at Diggin, to Agono after Diggin, Agono, 6,000 feet. Yep. And then Derag, 3,000 feet. So we will pin this one, and then the approach runway 24, ILS runway 24, needs to be 3,000 feet. Yeah. Okay, so that seems straightforward enough. (11095). Let's just make sure that matches what we've got here. 11095 is correct. One 11095. So that's set for the ILS. The course is 237 cross-checked. Change that to 237. Okay, so in the case of a missed approach, we climb straight ahead to 4,000, then turn right to the VOR, back to the VOR, to initiate another approach. So this jagged line here is what's in this box here. Climb straight ahead until we're 12 out, which is there. Climbing to 4,000, so we want to be 4,000 by the time we get up here. Then turn right. Maximum speed of 220 knots. We're going to make a right turn to the VOR, which is this here. So we're going to fly over the VOR at 4,000 feet to initiate another approach, or to follow ATC. So if there's no ATC online, which we're not online anyway, we would follow this jagged line straight over the VOR, and the VOR background here to 3,000 feet for another approach. So that jagged line there is telling us to go back to the VOR here at 4,000 feet, and then this jagged, this solid bold line here that takes us back around is this line here. So we're looking at this one from a side-on perspective, whereas this one here is from above. Okay. How's the audio? How does it sound when I sit here? Or is it better when I'm here? Okay. So we are not far from Liverpool at the minute. Here we are. Not far at all. I mean, we won't see much. Let's see what we can see. Yeah, it's a bit cloudy. Okay, just check the arrival. 1024 for the arrival. So we'll change that to 1024 for when we transition over. Right then. So, started descent now into Shannon. So I'm just gonna look at the approach here on the tablet and my laptop. So we're coming in on runway 24. We've already retuned the ILS and we've not retuned the VOR. 113.3 on the VOR. Why is that doing that? Change that to 339. 339. So it's a fairly straightforward approach. Straight in, really. There's no turns, apart from this turn here, this slight right turn, just ahead of us. So I wonder, why is that? 113.3. Oh, it's picked it up on that one. But it's saying error on that side. Well, why is it doing that? God knows what's going on there. So as it says on the approach plate, which is, let's go and have a look. Pinned, we need to be, oh, come on. $8,000 by digging. So that green arch there will tell us when we are gonna reach our altitude, which is set at 8,000. So the rate of descent will bob up and down because of the wind. This here is our rate of descent. And that'll jump up and down because of the rate the wind is hitting the front of the plane, pushing the nose up and down. So at the minute, we'll be at 8,000 by digging. Excuse me. You know, it's starting to look a little bit overcast. QNH is now 1023. So we'll be on the ground in Shannon in just over 10 minutes. All the times that you see here are in Zulu. So the time now in the UK is 1 minute past 11. Yep. And the time in Zulu is 1 minute past 10. 2 minutes past 10. And this is what the FMC will work off, is time in Zulu. So just going to run through the descent checklist now. We know what the weather is. We know the arrival data. Radios are set. Localizer ILS frequency is 11095. 11095 in the box. 237 237 in the box. The wing and the anti-ice is off. We don't need it. The altimeter is set 1023 for transition, which is 6,000 feet. The minimums is okay. There's past 10,000. Can bring these on. Seatbelt signs on. And We'll leave that set at 200. Okay, so that chime you heard there is 1,000 feet till we hit our 8,000. So a go-no is 6,000, so we'll reprogram that into the into the MCP. We'll slow us down now. So Rosrow. Okay. We'll actually reprogram that for 3,000. So there we go. Rosrow 3,000. Rosrow 3,000 on the green arm. Flaps 40, 131 knots. So we're coming in nicely now to a go now. Oh, go now. There we are. 6,000 feet almost. Start the left turn down this track here, where we descend down to 3,000.
Shannon Tower, our way in our 738 is 21 miles northeast, 5,700 feet with Gulf to land.
Ryanair 738 Shannon Tower. Altimeter tree 0.21 wind 183 at 5. Make straight in runway 24.
Fly straight in runway 24, our way in our 738.
So the approach checklist is the nav course frequency is set. The speeds are within limits. Flaps, we haven't extended them yet. Approach mode is on. The glide slope, we haven't picked that up yet. Engines 1 and 2 start modes are in continuous. Okay. So we have visual on the runway. It's dead ahead of us. Okay, so the gear can come down. 131.
2500.
Ryanair 738, wind 183 at 5. Cleared to land runway 24.
Cleared to land runway 24, Ryanair 738.
What a miserable day. Okay, let's get ready. Okay, so the landing gear is down, flaps are fully extended, go around altitude is 4,000 feet. Speed brakes armed. Okay.
Shannon Tower, Ryanair 1183, 15 miles northeast, inbound ILS runway 24 approach.
300.
Ryanair 1183, Shannon Tower. Altimeter tree 0 decimal, 21 wind 183 at 5.
Approaching minimum.
Cleared ILS runway 24 approach.
200.
Continue.
Minimums. 100.
Cleared ILS runway 24 approach, Ryanair 1183.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Manual brakes. Auto brake is off.
Ryanair 738, exit runway when able.
And don't hand me off just yet.
Ryanair 738 acknowledged last transmission.
No, I can't. Okay. So, can stop the clock.
Ryanair 738 acknowledged last transmission.
Flaps are up. Speed brakes up. Just increase the speed. Get off the runway here because there is somebody inbound up there. There he is.
Ryanair 738, please acknowledge.
Okay, so let's have a look at the apron.
Ryanair 738 ATC services terminated.
I can't vacate the runway, can I? There's a turning circle.
Ryanair 1183, wind 183 at 5. Cleared to land runway 24.
There we go.
Land runway 24, Ryanair 1183.
There we go. Panic over. Okay, so the after landing checklist is runway turn off lights, landing lights, and strobes. Can turn the APU on. Transponder set to standby. Whoa. And we will, if gate, tell you what, if gate 34. Okay. So 37 and 34 is next to it. So can turn off the taxi lights now. It's a bit of a dull morning. Yeah, morning in Southern Ireland. So is this is 34, isn't it? 34.
Ryanair 1183, turn next taxiway.
So the APU is alive. Okay, so we can get rid of the engines now.
The boarding requested.
Fuel pumps off. APU bleed. Isolation valve open. Packs off. The APU is on. Let's get some ground power. Don't know why the camera does that. Flips itself upside down.
Passengers, the boarding starting.
Okay, so we can turn the APU off now. There we go. So, there we go. Shannon in Ireland. And the beacon is still going. Parking's not that bad. Where's this Ryanair gonna go?
Shannon Tower, Shamrock, tree 8115 miles northeast, inbound ILS, runway 24 approach. Shamrock, tree 81 Shannon Tower. Altimeter tree 0.21 wind 18 tree at 5. Cleared ILS, runway 24 approach.
Right then, let's have a look at what the stats were for the landing.
ILS, runway 24 approach, Shamrock, tree 81.
Oh, that's alright, I'm happy with that. Minus 151 on the landing rate with a G-force of 98. So I am happy with that. I'm wondering if he's waiting there because I have just parked in his spot and he is a real world aircraft. So oh, he's gone. Right then, that is it from me this morning. I've got to go and get ready for work. So, thank you very much for watching. I have also recorded this stream, so maybe I will upload it to YouTube. I don't know. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you.